Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Eye Opener Society. Thank you again for tuning in. We've been doing a lot of episodes, even though I promised I was going to be doing less because I was moving. So, hey, that's just how things work out. But I've had so many different reasons to bring some episodes. One, I always want to make sure my Monday episodes are out, and Lizzie's been very supportive of that, and she's been around for a lot of them. And I've been still doing some quick ones here and there, my Wednesday night meditation, story time. I'm just excited for the whole thing. This episode, though, we're featuring Hannah Rose from The Sound Within, and I know she hasn't had any episodes in the past few weeks, but that's fine. Like I said, all the creators on here are on their own pace. But I brought Hannah Rose on here for something specific, and I think everyone can relate to this in one way or the other. So let's welcome Hannah Rose. How you doing?
I'm all right. I'm glad that we're doing this.
Yeah, same here. This is specific to something that actually happened to you, and I happen to be now, if people don't know, Hannah Rose does, her sound baths, and she does intentional breathing, and she does it on the TikTok lives, and actually, you, me, and Lizzie, we had an episode where it was talking about the sexualization of females on the lives too, which was something else that, you were affected by. And I kind of brought an episode out, to bring awareness towards that. But now you ran into another problem. Is that correct?
Um, I would say that there was a dilemma. On my obviously you were there, but for everybody listening, I had really stepped back from doing my live streams because it started getting cold and, the season was changing. Therefore, I was also moving through whatever I was moving through with that. And so at that point, I hadn't been on TikTok Live for a while. I'd been kind of absent, but I decided right after the holiday to do a live stream. And it's because I was inspired to get back into it because it's something that I love and I didn't want to let anything really deter me from that. And there was already weird vibes when I started, and usually when I feel like that, I'm not I'm not grounded, which I wasn't, and so I was coming from a place of franticness already. Normally, I deal with, like, the troll comments pretty well, but I had a couple of mean comments, which I'm not going to allow their words any more power than they had already had over me, so I won't mention the exact things that were said, but it really upset me because I was already coming from an ungrounded place and having some issues internally, but decided still to share something that I love with others, and I was left feeling hurt, and it's just a good reminder for me that, words do hurt. Like, I don't know if you, because I was watching a TV show the other day, and they were talking about how sticks and stones might break your bones, but words can't ever hurt you, and I think that's really an inaccurate saying because words do hurt, and your words do hold power. So you should really be nice to people, especially people that you don't know because you never know what they're going through. So I'm gonna be honest, it really upset me, and I really just wanted to end it right there and not continue. But I finished the live, and then I took another week to myself, and I went on another platform and tried that out. And I've been taking a lot of time with myself with the bowls and my meditation as well. And I think that it is all for a reason and a season because really I I had committed to doing the live sound baths most days of the week, for my live viewers on TikTok, and also for my it was most importantly for myself. It gave me a reason to sit for that duration and really sit with myself and my thoughts and allow myself to express that authentically, and that's amazing, and so now I have that same commitment with myself on my own time with no camera in my face.
Right.
And that's a long story, or sorry, a short story long, I should say.
Mhm. Well, there's many levels now to this, and that's why I brought this up, and I figured it would be a good episode because you're not the only victim of this. Everybody deals with social media, has to deal with this. I know my stepdaughter, the other Hannah, she gone through this, the bullying, and it went over into, the internet as well. Now, it's easy for people like me to sit and say the same thing like you had brought up. Hey, sticks and stones going to break your bones. Words are never going to harm you. Um, and I was always one saying, well, just turn off the damn internet, if it's bothering you.
Yeah.
Uh, but here's the deal. We're living now. It's 2025. We're coming up on 2026. The internet is well past its prime. We're probably going to be going on to some other forum from here. Who knows? So it's been incorporated into our lives, and it basically does take up most of our time. Some people too much of their time, whatever.
Yes.
But the great thing, though, about it, people such as yourself, people such as me, Lizzie, we have something that we would like to share with people that are willing to listen. You have your sound baths, you have your intentional breathing, I have my meditation, Lizzie has her cosmic energies, and all we're doing is trying to reach the right audience. So instead of you and me turning off the internet, those that are coming across our feeds that are not jiving with it, they need to shut the internet off. Simple as that. I always say, there's songs that come on a radio that sometimes you just don't like. And we could turn the radio off, we could skip, change channel, whatever it is. It's very simple. You do the same thing with a television. This day and age, though, we are so, I don't know, we're so connected to comments and making comments and trying to get reactions out of people. Now, me, and this is me only and my only opinion, obviously not yours, and we'll get to that because there's a point to this. Me, I haven't done any TikTok lives because I just don't like the platform. I don't think it's going to, you know, it will not work for me for that one reason. I used to do Facebook lives with my stepdaughter when we had the original Eye Opener Society, and we had a great time. The most we ever had was the spam messages. Hey, come visit this site for what? That was easily done because I had a moderator in the background that would just ban them immediately. Now it's difficult when it's just you and you're doing your thing and you're into it and things are flowing. Here's where I have a problem. It's not always so much what is being said, but it just disrupts the entire flow of everything. So regardless, for you, it's even me. I'm sitting there trying to listen to the beautiful sounds that these bowls are making because it does. It puts me in such a relaxed state. I like to hear what you're talking about. And then someone just comes in and it's like a monkey wrench, boom, right into the machinery. And that's one problem. But now here's the other thing where I might be able to handle the words in one way, but you suffer from certain things that prevent that. Is that correct?
Yes, at times, because of my obsessive compulsive disorder, I can't really, like, let go of certain things.
Hmm?
Sometimes I know that everything's okay, and I know that these comments are not an accurate description of who I am, and I also know that, sometimes these people are really just trying to get a rise out of anybody. They don't really care about what you or what's going on. But it might still just live rent free in my head and and it's not so much the comment, but more so the feeling in my body that I get that flight or flight status. And so at that point, I'm letting other people's energy really affect my own, which is not something that I like at all, but I am also a really sensitive person, so sometimes I just can't help it. And I can say that all of these things are my flaws, or I can say that these things are what make me stronger and what make me an even better person because of it. But, um with what you were talking about, with it maybe affecting me a certain way, I was actually able to transmute some of these comments, because of a lovely meditation that a friend of mine sent me, but,
Listen.
I can't remember his name. Just kidding. Gary from Eye Opener Society, who I'm talking to right now, sent me a meditation that he shared with me before it went live on the Wednesday night meditation, and he did share with me that it was really it was generalized, but he did have me in mind when he wrote this meditation, and it was all about taking all of those negative not only comments from others, but thoughts that you might have about yourself and turning them into something better and more beautiful. And you know what? I was actually taking a shower when I listened to this meditation, and I was in a very relaxed state with the warm water on me, and I was just listening to the guided meditation and allowing myself to allow the bad thoughts to essentially wash away as I replenish myself with thoughts that are positive information or affirmations and information. I don't know why I wanted to say that. Um, so that I'm not so much holding on to these comments. And you're right with the TikTok algorithm, it's changed a lot as of recently because of need for to make money off of it, basically monetization. And so I that's why I took a big step back from it for a while, because it just didn't seem like it was aligning with what it once did.
Mhm.
And that's okay. Not everything has to be the same forever. I can adapt to a different platform, especially sharing a lot of my stuff on this platform with Eye Opener Society too.
Mhm. I'm also thankful to you for bringing that up about the guided meditation because that's the whole lead in because, after we record this episode, when it is released on Tuesday, uh, then Wednesday night guided meditation that I do, I'm gonna release that guided meditation that I did right with you in mind. And it just goes to show how across the board one thing can affect another. It's all cause and effect. You're doing your live. Some people make stupid comments, it starts to affect you. And then as I'm listening to it, it's affecting me because I want to stand up for you because I know you. And then it also makes me reflect because I could sit here all day long and tell you, oh, yeah, that would never affect me. I can handle it differently. But here's the thing I might say that, but what I've noticed at my job, I don't want to give away anything, but like sometimes things are said basically, and it's all job related. And I know this is all part of my job and I should be able to handle it, but there's going to be people that are going to rub you the wrong way. And lately it's been getting like affecting me 100%. Now it's different. It's not like alive and people are just making stupid comments. People are now affecting the way I do my job. And a lot of times I'm reaching out to them to offer them help. Listen, this is the way you go about doing something, all right? And I get attacked. I mean, attacked. Not a big deal. It's been going on. I've been in the field for a long, long time. But here's the thing now it's starting to affect me because now It's not living rent free yet. Maybe that's going to happen. I don't know, but it's affecting me to the point where I'm feeling I'm starting to twitch now,
Yeah.
because I'm suppressing a lot of my anger because I don't want to always blow up, but it does. It affects people in all different ways. I have the ability to say, "Hey, F you, get the hell off my platform." It's simple, but it doesn't work, and it doesn't work. And here's the thing: Hannah stood up for herself. All right, just for those
Yes.
who know, during that life, you did. You stood up for yourself. You spoke out against those people, and now usually that helps. There's the energy. It's being sent back. But again, everybody's wired differently, and that's why you're 100% correct. When you just don't know anything about the person and you start making these comments, who the hell knows what is going on inside of a person's head and how that is going to affect them? And listen, it's an adult world. We do have to deal with things, but when in your space and you're trying to bring your beautiful energy forward, it shouldn't be attacked in any way. It really shouldn't. And is it going to happen? Absolutely. Should you find ways around it? Absolutely. But here's the thing: we learn how to meditate on this. And just like I had said, we're going to take those words. They're not going to affect us, but they're going to build up a wall around us. We take that negative energy, we transmute it, and we use it to build a stronger foundation for ourselves as to where we're able to take a breath and say, all those words are going right back to the source. And then you have now space within you to fill with something more positive. And that's the reason why I did the guided meditation specifically for you, because I felt for you. And I say, hey, maybe this would help. So I'm hoping that it did help because it's what we're all here for.
It did. And I thank you for that, and it was really thoughtful, and I really enjoyed it. Any guided meditation that you do facilitate, eh, it really does help. You have a nice way of staying focused on the meditation, and I like that because it keeps you grounded as you listen as well. So if anybody is listening to this and they're still listening, then I would definitely suggest checking out the Wednesday night meditations because they're not very long either. You don't have to sit for 40 minutes crisscross applesauce on your bed. Like I said, sometimes I'm in the garden, sometimes I'm in the shower, sometimes I'm cleaning my kitchen and I'm listening. It's really about the intention and the words that you're taking in rather than the style in which you do it.
Yeah, I do appreciate that. I do. And like I say, and those guided meditations, they're very generalized this way because it's reaching a very large audience. So it's designed just to put you into that mood, and basically it's for people who always say, I don't have time for this, or I
Yeah.
can't get myself, to do meditation, which I feel is wrong. But I feel guided meditation is going to always be helpful because you're basically listening. So you're being forced
Mhm.
into that space. And you are right. Whether you're taking a shower, doing laundry, or whatever it is, some people are actually there in those spaces because that is meditation. My stepdaughter used to talk about it
Yes.
too. She used to enjoy cleaning. Cleaning was her meditation. Taking baths and water is amazing when it comes to cleansing the body and then also cleansing the soul because you could picture the water just washing away all of that negative energy. It's going down the drain. Goodbye. It's gone. And then when focused on a guided meditation, pushing you into a direction, it's helping you to place yourself into that spot you want to be. And I could always work with people specifically. Like if you came to me, hey, this is what happened to me, I would have written that guided meditation. I would have done it more detailed. I would have done it a little bit longer, but it would have really been focused in on you. So that's why I do these generalized meditations. And I'm thankful that you enjoy them. And I hope other people enjoy them too. But yeah, it's even like, listen, I grew up in New York City. I can take verbal comments. You know, you're crossing the street. Hey, I'm walking over here, and people trying to run you over, and everybody's yelling at you. It's not a big deal to me. It's just words, and you get used to it. But when it's focused, like you say, you're doing a live. You're doing something that's actually creating a quiet space, a meditative space. It's you're working with energy. And like I said, once somebody comes in with that kind of attitude, it's a monkey wrench, and boom, it's inside now that whole energy, and it throws it into a disarray. And that's the worst part about it, because now you lose your space, and you got to find your way back to it and take control of everything. And then some other idiot comes in, does the same thing, and it becomes a vicious cycle. So that's why I just want to bring awareness. I want anybody who is affected by this sort of thing to learn how to transmute that energy. Again, yeah, it's annoying, but it's not supposed to affect you that bad unless you do have certain things about you, because everybody's different. Everybody's going to hold these things differently. And I know you do. That's why I said I felt bad for you. And, I could yell and be a badass myself at these people, but is that really going to change anything? No, because the damage was already done. I'm creating more damage by throwing in even more negative energy. But you handled it well. You have a way of showing your not so much anger, because you don't let all of your anger out, but you had a way of handling it, which I was pretty impressed with. Like, "Hey, dude, shut up." And
Yeah.
then you move on. But again, it still affects you, and it will until you find that space where you can let all that energy change. So I'm hoping you're doing well now.
Yeah, I am. I'm doing a little bit better. Also, this was just the week after, you know, leading up to Thanksgiving and after. It took a little bit of energy out of me because social situations are just hard for me with what I experience internally. So, this was really the first year that I have been so content in my own body that I was able to function at something like that normally. And I think a lot of people experience that and have hard times, whether that is from social anxiety or mental health issues, or they might have lost somebody during the holidays. It could be a lot of things. Everybody's story is different, but there's just something about the holiday season that kind of put a weird vibe to everything. I guess maybe it was a disruption of my routine. That is something that probably affected me a bit. And I'm kind of just easing back into everything. And I also might add that I was living in Florida for a while, so I haven't been able to see the seasons change in quite some time. And so there's also this weird sense every time there's a shift in the weather, it's like an eerie feeling almost like because things change.
Mhm.
And change is hard for a lot of people too. I know I'm not the only person that experiences these kind of things. So I'm glad that you were to ask me on here to just shed a little bit of light on it. Mhm.
I'm glad I asked you, because yeah, I don't wanna keep bringing it up, because again, the more we bring it up, but I'm doing this really
Yeah.
more for the awareness portion of it, because there are people out there that I know are probably affected by it, don't know really how to handle it, or it's just a normal part of their lives like it is yours based on that OCD and all. This stuff is going to affect you. Now, that doesn't mean you're gonna be that way all the time. As you grow, you start to learn new techniques and all, and hopefully you level out. And even if you don't, you're still you, and you're still beautiful, and you're still wonderful. It's not gonna change anything, and that's the most important thing. With the alchemy of mind, you can change the way things affect you, but the people that are bringing that negative energy, they're not gonna change because they're not allowing themselves to change. So, with that in mind, here's a question for you. Are we gonna have some more of the Sound Within episodes?
Yes, eventually.
Okay. Yeah, like I said, I
And,
don't.
I've been really enjoying, sharing the oracle readings as well.
Mhm.
Um, I I think that I'm going to lean more into the oracle readings for the Sound Within episodes, where I kind of touch on my interpretation of the reading, as well as maybe spin off on that with any ideas that resonates with what I've been experiencing in my personal life and
I
stuff
would
like
like
that.
that. Yeah, I would like that. I enjoy oracle cards, and I think you and I, we had mentioned that we'll love to sit down, just bounce off of each other and just do readings
Yeah.
with each other, and I think
Yes.
that'll be a fantastic episode. I would love to be a guest on your show. So maybe we can make something like that happen, but yeah,
Alright.
never any pressure, and that includes Sunset Child, that
No,
includes
yeah.
Dan Lund, that includes, anybody else that's doing any kind of episode on my show. I never push anybody because everybody's got some wonderful ideas, and sometimes we take a step back, and especially now, this time of year, whether it be work related or the seasons change. It's what is it? It's only 5:30 right now. I'm looking out. It's pitch
Yeah.
black outside. That's what you say. You get that creepy, eerie feeling like things
Yes.
changing. So I get it. This time of year does bring that up, and then when these stupid things happen, to it intensifies everything. But we don't need to be afraid. We need to remain ourselves. We need to learn how to transmute that energy, and that's all. But I wish you the best, and I know you're gonna be fine. You're a strong person, Hannah, and I respect you 100%, and I think we have a wonderful audience here on Eye Opener Society, and you could.
I agree.
Yeah, I never get anything negative from people, so continue, bringing me whatever it is you have. This platform's wide open for you and for the audience out there, especially all of the new, like, oh man, the UK and Germany and Lithuania, Wales. I don't have the list. We are blowing up all over internationally, and it's fantastic. I love having that diverse audience with us now, as well as our good old United States too as well. Everybody that joins us, bless you, thank you. It's amazing, and we're so welcome to have everybody. So don't forget, Wednesday night guided meditation. You could get a guided meditation if the same thing is affecting you. Hopefully that helps. Tune in every Wednesday night. Don't forget to tune in on Mondays as well for our regular episodes with Lizzie. And stay tuned for more from Hannah Rose and The Sound Within. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
All right. We'll see everybody soon.